The greeting was distanced because of coronavirus, but warm nonetheless. It is not by chance that Emmanuel Macron is the first foreign leader to meet with Chancellor Merkel since the virus crisis began. The pair are spearheading a €500 billion proposal for rebuilding Europe's economy after the pandemic. These are two leaders who want to work together and be the driving force for Europe. We understand that Europe is not united merely because Germany and France agree. But when Germany and France disagree, it does not look so good for unity in Europe. So perhaps we can find agreement on many questions and make a contribution and give a positive impulse to move things in the right direction for Europe's future. As Germany prepares to take over the presidency of the EU on the 1st of July, Merkel is more central than ever to the future of the bloc. The French president, for his part, wants to be seen to be injecting his own energy and ideas into the tandem. He brought with him from Paris a proposal for a new environmental levy, and he spoke of how European values have prevailed during the pandemic. Across Europe, there has been an open and transparent debate from the start. I think our citizens should be aware of what that means. In many other parts of the world, some more severely affected by the virus than us, the assistance for both individuals and companies has not been as massive, far from it. And in many places, the epidemic has been synonymous with the suspension of democratic life, but not here in Europe. While Macron has been weakened by his party's poor results in local elections on Sunday, Merkel's handling of Covid has boosted her support, even though the plan to transfer funds to struggling countries in southern Europe is a huge U-turn which not all in her party back. But as they try to convince some reluctant EU members that they have the right recipe for recovery, France and Germany want to make sure they're pointing in the same direction.
And let's get more on that now. We are joined by our chief political correspondent, Melinda Crane, in Berlin. Melinda, Merkel asking for solidarity and support for the rescue fund. Not all EU countries are on board, to put it mildly. Can they find a compromise?
I think the chances are pretty good that they will do so. First of all, tactical reasons. The Chancellor is known as a very skilled and pragmatic negotiator, and she has one strong thing going for her. EU leaders will be meeting in mid-July for the first time live and in person, if all goes well. And diplomacy, like most other forms of human relationship, does work better when it's conducted in person. So I think those are two factors that speak in the Chancellor's favor. But far more important for the success of this deal is the fact that the main objectors, the so-called frugal four, that's Denmark, Sweden, Austria, and the Netherlands, they are small, open economies. They absolutely depend on the euro and the survival of the European Union. Now, we often hear this is Europe's moment of truth. Its survival hangs in the balance. The reason for that is quite simply that northern and southern member countries are diverging ever more. As you know, some southern member states were hit very hard by corona. Their economies look set to contract by as much as 11% this year. Germany's by only around 6.5%. So that's a wide divergence. That means that the financial markets will put increasing pressure on the economies of the southern states and on the euro itself if the bloc doesn't show real success at coordinating its recovery.
Meantime, we have other issues also on the table. Climate change, for example, creating a greener economy, also on the agenda at the meeting of these two leaders. What are we expecting specifically when Germany is taking over the EU presidency when it comes to environmental issues?
Well, both Merkel and her environment minister have expressed a very strong commitment to climate protection and green recovery. The Chancellor saying back in April, we have to have climate protection in view the whole time when we're planning this recovery and build back better. So I think that there is a real understanding of that also with the European Union Commission. The question will be, can the Chancellor withstand the pressure from her strong industry lobbies at home?
Melinda Crane in Berlin, our chief political correspondent. Thank you.